Hi there, Claude Larson coming to you again from my studio. This is a little plastic container that I have been storing my collage paper in. I've been talking about making cohesive collage papers in an earlier video and some of my sketchbook practices. So I just wanted to share where I'm at the moment. This was several sheets of paper. It was also my swatches. That's another video. And I've been loving these things to death, just chopping them up, chopping them up, chopping them up. And I'm actually pretty excited about the direction that these have taken me. So, as you know, I work in sketchbooks and I often make my own. Now, this sketchbook was supposed to be, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to sketch landscapes, and maybe that's going to be, what I work in. And after a couple trips, I realized I wasn't motivated to go out and do it, which meant, okay, right now, this is not the direction that I need to go in. It doesn't mean that never I'm not ever going to explore that. It just means that right now, that is not top on my list. So I'm going to show you what's inside my sketchbook. I actually have to add a couple pages. In the mornings, I set a timer for 30 minutes and I come down into my studio and I do something. It doesn't matter what I do, but recently I've been using these collage papers and these are now dry, so I'm going to add them. These are book rings. I just open the book rings and I put these in here and then I snap them shut. Easier said than done sometimes. I think the cover is stopping me. Yeah, they're getting pretty thick now. There we go. And once they're snapped, they're really sturdy. So I've been using these collage papers because I know that they go together. And the only tools that I've added was this standard hole punch. I had a baby hole punch. I'm not sure where that has got to. A 1-inch circle punch and a pair of scissors. And of course some adhesive, which, I mean, it could be a glue stick. I've been using matte medium just because I have it handy. So because the colors are cohesive, I've been kind of focused on a grid composition. I do like grid compositions. I have these pages that I do. And again, this is on a 30-minute timer. A lot of times I'm done before the 30 minutes is up. And I've just been making these compositions. And one day I was somewhere and I had my planner with me. I was doodling. So I had some more ideas of things to do, and I just punched holes and added the pages. These were unused pages of days gone by, and so I have some sketches. I'm going to call them, very rough doodle sketches from old planner pages. I added those in here because why not? And again, I've just been, making these compositions one by one. Nothing is sacred. This was paper that I had taped down on the table and that I had been working on. So it has lots and probably 10 layers of paint from what I was doing, but it gives it sort of like this one nice, like rich corner. Even though these are all hand painted and some of them have several layers on there, this one just has more texture and interest. And again, I mean, I can go through this whole thing, and I do like negative space in my work. My collages have a lot of negative space sometimes, and that's how I'm working currently. So I have some of that in there. And then I had a thought, well, what if I also tried this with black as the negative space? And I really liked these because some of the colors, this kind of paper on white, it looked really cool, but on black, it has a little more like luminous quality, which I liked. And again, pretty signature scribbles and stuff. And I realized, this is what I realized in doing this. Now this one, I wish these lines had come out better, but doesn't matter. I really like this section of the composition. This is kind of cool. So this is what I learned. Right now, I don't want to work in landscape, but evidently I am a lover of color, and I really love working with shapes. And that's, what I'm going to do. These, I mean, they were fun, and each day I looked forward to doing them, which was a hint that I'm going in the right direction. And now what the plan is to translate these into art quilts. So I have some white fabric. I actually went out and bought some black fabric, and I had a palette that I had picked out, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. And now I know. I'm going to translate, and I don't mean directly like I'm going to copy this in fabric and make it on the wall, but I'm going to take this concept of white fabric or black fabric and negative space and shapes and juxtaposition and circles and partial circles and squares and rectangles, and I'm going to improvisationally piece some art quilts. So the sketchbook that I thought would be landscapes, which is why I made it long, because I thought it was going to lay this way and that I would be, flipping pages this way and it would be long, actually turned out to be portrait, this orientation, and is actually, now I'm super excited to start cutting into my fabrics. And I think if I had just started cutting into those fabrics that I had laid out on my table, it was like, oh, I like this color palette, I'm good to go. If I had just started doing that, I never would have explored this concept of improvisational piecing. So that'll be next, and we'll see where it goes. I'm sure I'll share that process with you as well. And if this is useful to you, give it a like. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, because I have a lot more stuff coming. And I hope you have a wonderful, creative day in whatever it is that motivates you to keep going. But I will tell you that these I am very excited to move forward with. And I hope that you find your jam and that you get busy creating with that. Thanks so much. Bye now.